Welcome one, welcome all to the Mind Hiking Podcast. I'm your host, Brody Frye, and today's episode is going to be a hard one to listen to. It's deep, powerful, moving, from the heart. Might be offensive if you have a strong ego, which more people do than not. So this might not be a favorite episode of most people. But that's okay. I think it needs to be said. And people don't say this because it's hard to hear. People don't like to hear this. So why would somebody put it on a podcast? Because I'm doing this to be the best I can be, make the world a better place, and leave something behind for my family. Those are the key reasons, and that's why I am saying these things. I think we all have something to learn. I think we never stop learning, and I think we can learn from everybody, even if the other person doesn't realize that they're teaching something. And it could be teaching something in their failure. And you can see what not to do. And then you just pick up that information and move on and leave them where they lie. And a lot of those people are totally content lying where they're at. And then one day they'll look up at you and think you're an overnight success, or you stepped on heads to get up there, or they're just going to curse you because they're jealous, which is unfortunate. The world is full of egos, and everybody thinks that they don't have an ego, or their ego died years ago. And they're lying to themselves, and if they're lying to themselves, they're more than likely lying to everybody else. And they can't come to grips with that. Which is fine. Again, leave them where they lie and continue down your journey. That's all you got to do. And you breed success. Follow down your path. You know what you got to do. And you're going to cause a wind tunnel, a draft behind you, and pull the people of worth, the people that are deserving of success. You're going to pull them with you. You're going to bring the world up as you get better with yourself, as you grow, as you mature, as you become a better person and more successful in all aspects of life. You're going to bring the world up. You're going to pull the world up with you. Even if it's one person, and that's the most of the world as you can carry, that's a world enough. Because who knows the multiples of each one of those people. Beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. This world is a hard place. I think there's more bad than good because it's so volatile. Because even the good can go bad. Corruption. But that doesn't mean they can't come back. And the bad can be good. They can learn a lesson. It's more of the effort of the act of realizing the failures, the problems, and bringing yourself back. Or the act of making the right choice, even though it might hurt you. even though it might bruise your ego, even though it might leave a pit in your stomach or hurt you in your mind because you feel right and you feel justified. You feel like you didn't do anything wrong. You're holding yourself down. That's a weight that you're holding on to, and it's keeping you and everybody around you down. And that is a sad thing for you to figure out. And that's going to hurt if you ever decide to let go of those weights, because they're comfortable. But you'll realize if you do, you'll start floating up. So, stay tuned. Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm your host, Brody Frye, and here we dive deep into difficult questions. We'll map out thoughts, theories, and crazy ideas for the love of knowledge and growth. So, how do we answer some of the mind's toughest questions? This is the Mind Hiking Podcast. Hi, welcome to the Mind Hiking Podcast. I'm your host, Brody Frye, and today we are sipping on Josh Sellers Cabernet Sauvignon, Vintage 2021. I'm excited to try this one. The owner has created this brand attributed to his father, who he always keeps in mind. It is round and juicy, has flavors of blackberry toasted, hazelnut, and cinnamon. Let's enjoy. That's actually really good. Give it a sip. Okay. In this world, there is more hate than love, more bad than good. This is a proving grounds. You're showing who you are in front of everyone and behind closed doors. Everything's recorded, everything's seen. Everything you say, everything you do, every reaction you have, and every thought in your head. This life is just testing you to see who you are and who you become. Trying to teach you lessons and trying to distract you to see how you handle things. The world hates the good guy. The world hates the truth. The world hates love, honesty, transparency. It's a world of greed, egotism, selfishness, lust, desires, hate, sadness, fear, anger, anxiety, depression. The list goes on and on. It's a big test. And the people that are passing the test are alone. The people that aren't afraid to approach others with issues are alone. Because that's weird. Who does that? It's uncomfortable. It's scary. But it's true. And it's right. And it makes the world cringe when there's an issue and you don't hide it. The world wants you to bury everything under the rug. Sweep everything under the rug, hide everything behind every obstacle you possibly could find. Because conflict is uncomfortable and scary. People don't like it. And they get mad and they get frustrated when it involves them. And they'll say everything they can to be friends with everyone. And there's some beautiful wise words that I heard today, which is, a friend of everyone is a friend of no one. That's people pleasing at its finest. And if you're talking about other people and then you're friends with those people, you're not a friend, but you fit in with the world, which good for you. If you're living your life and you're feeling alone and the world turns away from you, you have nobody to turn to, and you feel like you've done everything right. You don't hide things, you approach people. You're not afraid to talk about issues, talk to people, confront people, actually figure stuff out. And if you see something wrong, you do whatever you can in your power to fix it. Even if it's just reaching out and putting the ball in the other court, and then the other player holds on to it. There's nothing more you can do. You did everything you could, and there is nothing on you. And I am proud of you for being the bigger person, the better person, not holding on to a grudge. Forgiveness is hard because it's uncomfortable. Your ego has fire in its eyes, and it controls most of the world. It's uncomfortable to be good because you have to suppress your ego. When the world turns away from you, odds are you did the right thing, because the world is uncomfortable with good. When you feel alone, you're probably on the right path. The road to success is a long, lonely road. And if you're stopping and befriending everybody, you're never going to finish. most of the time, whatever your trials and turbulences are, don't matter. They're a distraction to slow you down or steer you off path. And you got to keep your eyes on the prize. Stay focused with what you know you need to do. Don't get caught up in all this nonsense going on. If you have a problem with somebody, bring it up to them. And if they react poorly, you did everything you could, and you are not in the wrong. They should appreciate the fact that you came to them direct. And if they don't, or if they take that information, you being vulnerable, and they take that information and use it against you to hurt you, and it will hurt you, but you're in the right. That's all you can do. And it sucks, and you got to sit with that. And the other person's going to feel amazing because they feel superior. They feel stronger because they got to put you in your place. They got to boost their ego while bruising yours. But all you do will be remembered. You might be hurting now, but you're on the right path. You might want to try to patch everything up, do the best you can to fix everything, even though you did the right thing in the first place, but the world turned away from you. Don't chase after them, because the world's a bad place. It's wrong. Keep doing what you know you need to do. And sooner or later, the world's going to turn back and look at you and realize how far you came. And they might still not learn their lesson, and they might still talk you down. Maybe they'll say that you lied and cheated your way there. But whatever they say doesn't matter. Because you know you did the right thing and you're where you're at. And they're still where they're at. Talking poorly about people. Spreading rumors, spreading drama. The only commonality, similarities that these people have with each other, the only reason why the friendships thrive is because the talking down of others, the gossip about others. That's the only commonality. And if that's what feeds a friendship, there is no friendship, and you're really the one that's alone. This is a world of alone people that think that they're all together. And the ones that feel alone and are outcasted have all to gain. The world is a sad place when you really look at it and you look around and you see what people are doing. You see all the fake friends, fake emotions. The gossip is disgusting. It's sad. And it's sad how many people participate and don't realize that they are. And then they hear things against them, and or they hear the lesson that they need to learn, but you'll only hear what you're ready to hear. And it's going to hurt you, and you're going to close up, and you're going to continue doing what you're doing. Talking poorly about other people, spreading gossip, spreading rumors. Because that's all you know to do, and you're good at it, which is a very sad thing. People always say how so many successful people are overnight successes. Right place at the right time. How did that happen? You just got lucky. But what they didn't see is while they were talking poorly about other people and growing their friend group, people pleasing, you're working hard, doing the right thing. And if you have a problem with someone, you bring it to them. And if they can't handle it, that's all you can do. The ball's still in their court. You love, you forgive. You bring problems straight to the source. And however the reaction plays out is out of your hands. You did what you could. You worked hard, believed in yourself, even when the world turned away from you. Next thing you know, the world turns back and realizes you're a success and wonders how that happened. Must have been an overnight success. And they didn't see all that hard work you put in. All the fighting, all the tears, all the struggles, all the loneliness. There is goodness in this world. There's hope. That's what we all live for. The hope. That's why we keep working hard. All I'm saying is there's more bad than good. Because even the good can get infected. You're not going to rise to your peak. You're not going to rise to your best every day. But you will fall to your low. Whatever your worst is, that's what you'll fall to. That's baseline. Who's the worst you can be? That's who you are. And if you can't get rid of that baggage, you're not getting anywhere. Stop trying to fix the best person you can be and start working on the worst person you can be. And that's when you'll see change in your life. Forget everybody else. Do what you gotta do. When you're chasing, you're pushing things away from you. Like when somebody's chasing after something, or if you're, like, think about a bunch of balloons. When you walk towards a balloon, it pushes out of the way because the wind in front of you blows it out of the way. But what happens if you keep walking? The draft from behind you sucks it back in, and then the balloon starts chasing you. Forget about all the distractions. Forget about all the other people. Forget about all these obstacles in your way. Just keep moving forward to what you know you need to do. And you turn around and everybody's looking at you and everybody's trying to follow you. or trying to be your friend. Because you didn't chase after them. You let them go and you kept driving forward, and now they're missing you. It's a weird world we live in. We're all being tested. I think we all know what we need to do, but the majority of us block it out. I think the majority of us lead with our egos. And people that say they don't have an ego, you hear that often. I don't have an ego. Or, yeah, I learned that lesson. I stopped listening to my ego a long time ago. They're lying to themselves. And if they can lie to themselves, who else can they lie to? The answer is everyone. Because they can't tell the difference between a lie and truth. Or the truth hurts them so much that they block it out. There's good people out there, and it takes a long time. Trust is gained in drops and lost in buckets. Find good people and hold on to them. Do what you need to do. And if you have a problem, bring it to them. If they don't see the value in the friendship to fix it or to work it out, then they're in the wrong. They're not worth it. If you bring an issue to them, they should respect your approach and your feelings and work it out from there. And if they shoot you down, they're lost because you're one hell of a good friend for coming to them. And that just shows that they're hiding something. And they like it that way. Which is scary and sad for the people around that person. Because that person's probably got everybody around them tricked as well. You gotta open your eyes. The people that seem the people pleasers, you gotta be careful. People that are trying to be your buddy, your best friend. The ones that are always happy or always friendly, never cause any problems, but always have something to say about somebody else. Steer clear. Sometimes you get sweethearts that try to repair those friendships and get hurt because the other person likes feeling powerful because they're greedy and they're selfish, and they'll hurt them by saying, no thanks, you're not worth my time. How could you live like that? We live for the connections. the impact that we leave on other people, other life forms, other consciousnesses, conscious beings. And to shoot someone down, or to not give them the time of day, or not even a chance, yeah, I think that's the other way around. If you're not willing to give somebody a chance, I think it's you that doesn't deserve a chance, which is why you're stuck where you're at. A lot of heavy stuff. But you guys got to be careful out there. You're not alone. There's good people out there. It's just tough to find them. And it's even harder because good people can turn bad quickly. And they're not going to stay that way either. Bad people can get good. It's a tough, extremely volatile world that we live in. Things always oscillating and turning and spinning, and it's just an entropic wonderland, which is a scary place to be. We might feel alone, but we're not. Everything's being seen. And what you think is best for you. First of all, that's just selfish. Second of all, probably isn't. Especially if you're piggybacking. Create your own wind. Create your own draft. Pull people up with you. That doesn't mean people please. That doesn't mean grabbing somebody and pulling them up with you or forcing them. That means driving through your path, doing what you know you need to do, and then watching the people rise with you. You're pulling success. You're pulling people up. Do what you know you have to do, and you're going to make the world a better place. And the people that can't handle it, leave them. They'll learn sooner or later. And if not, doesn't matter either way. But it's the hard things that we got to learn to accept. There's a lot harder things to do than go through physical struggles and challenges. There's a lot harder mental challenges than just emotional. Especially when you're used to acting the way you've been doing your whole life. So keep an open mind and be kind. All right, guys. Hopefully I didn't bum you out too much. Just trying to let you guys know to be aware. It's a tough world out there, but there's good people in it. And the best thing for you to do is just be kind to everybody. You can't go wrong with that. And if your ego gets bruised, whatever. Doesn't matter to you anyways. If somebody says something to you or hurts you while you're trying to be kind, there's no need to retaliate because they're only hurting themselves. They're reflecting their pain onto you. And if that hurts your ego, good. It'll help you shrink your ego anyways. You don't need that. Just be a good person. And that's all I got for you guys. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to check out next week's episode. That one I am super excited for. I think that is my new favorite episode. I love that one. So very powerful stuff. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Love you all. Thanks for the support. And I will see you next week. Peace out.